Hello, good morning. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is March 3rd. It is the first day of March. It is the first day of March following Friday. I decided to call this stream rotational market following short covering. And the short covering, there were some really good odds following short that we may have some sort of short covering on Friday. Remember, that was odd based, right? I never expected actually this market breaking out of this range on Thursday, just before PCE. PCE was the last relevant piece of information relative or regarding inflation, and was the previous to this. Right? And I was wondering who will want to face that number with a position, right? But the context of this movement to the downside. Now, if I am going to check only market profiles or some short-term trading chart, it's not going to make too much sense. But once you check, or if I check my multiple time frame charts, I have the monthly, weekly, and daily, right? We were talking in Discord about how this could be potentially be a movement aimed to take the opposite side of the range. Also, it is a good thing that we have Jim doing his market updates, because he provides really some very useful information, right? One of the things that we have here, we have a non-excess high. Okay, what's it? Okay. No excess high, right? The situation, the environment is very uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty in this market. And notice how many months this market has been trading in this range. 1, 2, 3. We're just starting in March, right? Once I zoom in a little bit, I had a weekly. And then in the weekly, some ranges start to be visible. One is this one, break out of this, doesn't have upside continuation, comes back again, doesn't have upside continuation, rejected. Each time the market has or tried to take this high here, it's rejected, right? And once it takes this one, the rejection is very obvious here, right? This wick opens up here and closes way down here, right? And once you have a rejection penetration of this range here, then the potential destination of that trade or that movement is the opposite side of the range. Now we have a bigger one here. This is the ultimate destination, right? And we can see some trend lines here. You have these weekly trend lines and this one as well. Notice where it has been bought, where it closes, where this wick is opening. It gives me an idea what kind of trading or what kind of force is behind this kind of movement. Still, nothing has changed. Short-term trading remains intact. All right. Coming into Friday, very important piece of information here. We were talking pretty much the whole week about this 5% pullback here. This pullback, this 5% is from this all-time high here. 5% pullback. And why I have that? Because I have noticed the market has a tendency to have some activity at those levels, and we have not just that 5%, but the 200 moving average. And if I use my market profiles, that 200 is down here. Notice where it was bought the first time, and next time takes it, and here we go again. Notice what kind of low we have here, right? This is, to me, this doesn't look like a good low for this market, right? For this upside, but I'm not saying that this is going to come back. Notice what is happening here, or what happened here, and what is happening here now. Right? Did you see a pattern here? Another important thing that I think was very important to me coming Friday was, even though the ES has closed the CPI gap here, I was also checking the election gap, getting back inside this election gap. Notice that the election gap is closed, but I'm still using this as a reference because this represents change. If there is any change in the market right now, the market will take this gap, what it was a gap, right, back and start building value below this area, below the 58.20, around that area. That was one thing. The other thing, right? I mean, that's not the thing I want to highlight. Notice how Nasdaq also closed the gap. The Dow has not, right? Friday, coming into Friday, the Dow did not close the gap. And notice what kind of highs. This is very questionable highs for Nasdaq. We were also talking about Russell. How Russell is, man, there's potential for firecracker effect here is huge, right? Or was huge, right? Nothing happened here. And the firecracker that could have happened here, the kind of development actually happened to the downside. It's still going lower here. But this is what I was checking. It was very important to me on Friday. The gap on SPY, right? Gap on SPY being bought pretty much from the low, the gap being not that good here. This one here. Comes back, check it, and once this happens, I guess all of this activity that came from this area, I will consider officially over. And now I can use my daily charts here, and I can use this as reference. All right. There were two opportunities on Friday. One was this level here, and another one, this one. The breakout, the spike, the latest spike, the short covering spike we have at the close. And why I say this was an opportunity? Because when I check, this is Friday, right? If you have not had this one, in here is chasing the movement. Chasing the movement here. And once the market has this L takes this D high, these options here, I don't know how you trade, but I was trading options here. These options, as a matter of fact, which one were they? I forgot which. Oh, they were the 25 actually. The 25 options. The 25. Really, this is what Jim calls an asymmetric opportunity. They were like 15 minutes before the close, and the upside, right? The risk-reward ratio was huge. You were risking one, maybe 4-point stop for 4 options, and the reward was, was way higher than that. And when it started to develop, it really, it never came back. You could see, and you can see, that was short covering. The next question was, you don't have too much time, 15 minutes, 10 minutes for that movement. I guess that the bulk of the movement happened in the last 5 minutes, right? Where the market can go. And this is something I want to share with you. What I've been observing in these markets is to develop, once you have a trade, to develop a potential destination. I am checking hardbacks, right? Actually, daily hardback. For example here, daily hardback is up here, right? Which is where it was. Well, this is important to me still from this day, right? From Wednesday or Thursday. Where this hardback can go, or is there any relevant level to where this hardback can go? Right now, I can see maybe this one, this 5-week range low here. This is not too many people pay attention to this. Not too many people knows, but to move this one down here, this market has to come all the way down to here, to where M started, which will be this market rejecting Friday's spike. Today, right? And why I say rejecting this spike? Because today, as the market started to break here, right, as a counteraction to overnight inventory that was almost 100% long, suddenly these two references come to my radar, right? Just come in display. Tuesday spike, Friday spike. This upside movement rejects this spike, this downside spike, but what remains is Friday. But we know that Friday was short covering. Short covering is nothing more than shorts being squeezed out of the market. Right? Everybody that was short in this market, for some reason they were short, they were thinking the market can go lower, they were just forced out. And those participants getting out of the market, how do you get out of short? You buy, right? And you could see that happening here. And I don't consider that movement to be something that can hold. Okay? So that's when these two references come to my mind, and I said here, boy, now this is about something. This is about which one is going to stay at this moment. And here comes the opportunity. This one is being rejected and this one's being accepted when B low happened. And so you got something here. You got an opportunity here. There was one here. And that one that can be clearly seen. The next one, which is right now, as I speak, I am watching this, is coming back again to the same place. It's not the low that matters here, but the spike to the downside. All this movement here being rejected, potentially being rejected, right? That's one thing that can happen. The other thing is reject, which will be the continuation of the first part of this movement, right? Which is rejection of Friday spike. There's a lot of people here that were getting long here. When this happened here, you could see E also was down here. Remember when we were talking about this low and what was happening down here? The same thing happening. Right? Same thing happening. Same thing that happened here, same thing was happening. But the context is different. The context is different. Now, there's a lot of longs here. A lot of people here that was thinking, or is thinking, this market is going to go to the moon now. It's going to make a new highs. I don't care about that. What I care is this spike going to be rejected. If that happens, the potential, remember, what it will take to move this half back to here. Twice this move, twice this, which will be kind of like around this much. This is double this one, right? Just trying to see, trying to play some scenarios here, and that, even though the market does that, this will be still, inside Friday's spike, Friday's end period. Because today we have a market to the upside. I'm not short in this market. Right? To go down here, first the market has to take low or the base of this spike. Right? Or 2 days low for that channel, but the index is the same, pretty much the same. Right? But it's something that I am not being part of. I am just watching this, what can happen here, because value obviously is higher. But I question this movement. But that gives me an idea which side of the market I want to be. Which side? Are you selling rallies here? Are you buying dips? What are you doing? Ask yourself the question. What kind of market is it? We are having a rotational market so far. Early cessation one time frame increases the odds of rotation and rotation we are having. The other important piece of information is the market opened with a gap. The gap was closed. Right? Closing the gaps is a sign of weakness. Friday, also, I saw that's a sign of weakness, even though prices were higher. Notice where this high is, right at the 6,000. Volatility actually has increased today a little bit. Friday closed at 19 something. Now we are almost 21. And notice what this market is. Market is high. Right? This area has been. Oh boy, this could have been something here. Okay? Of course, we know this just after the fact. I was actually checking this one here, but not too many people knows about that. You'd rather the market use this one. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The market use this one. Some really juicy piece of volume here is this area. Let me label the high here. this high here. I guess the opening was the squeeze of these shorts here. The last shorts being removed, right? But it didn't even take the 6,000 here. Now, notice where value is. What's happened to value? What's happened to POC? If this market keeps going higher, POC can come back all the way up to here. There's not much today. No, there's not much right now, at least. And the next thing, can the market take this high out? Rotational days give us some opportunities, or more opportunities than trending days, but we don't expect much. Right? We don't expect much from these days. And as I see this high here, see not being able to take this. I think this is what happened here as well. But having Tuesday spike this one as a reference. Right. Most people is checking the low here, and this is what mislead many people. Right? They are checking the low here. Today, it didn't take the low here. Oh, let's go higher. Low is being rejected. So tomorrow, if the low is rejected again, I am going to go long tomorrow when the market gets close to the low. That's a mechanical way to think. It's not considering probabilities. Also, it's not considering context. Look the mess in this 5 minutes chart in Nasdaq. Look at these highs here. Boy, you can see the long is not having upside continuation. When the thing is, if this come higher, this is the 30 minutes on Nasdaq. If this comes higher, you don't see much here, right? CD, that's a good high. But when you see the 5 minutes, there's a bunch of stops here. So it stops here. Probably these stops are here. Probably these stops are up here. Right? So they might have something here towards even this high, or maybe aiming to close this little distribution. But this is the 5 minutes chart. This is for very, very, very short time frame traders here. All right. Jim has a webinar tomorrow at 9. Check his website. Target, we have target tomorrow. What else can be? Maybe Gap. Is there Walmart here? Kroger. What else? he doesn't have. Oh yeah, there's a. You can register. You can register here. Yeah. You can register here. That's one thing, and what kind of events do we have for this week? We have FOMC. Ha. Oh, no. That was last week, my bad. A couple weeks ago. PMI, ISM, PMI composite fine, ADP. This can be important here on Wednesday at 8:15. This is the weekly. And a bunch of speakers. This can also be. You want to check this buybacks here as well. What's next week? Jolts. Oh, CPI next week, next Wednesday. Not this week, but the next one. Again, that was fast. Oh, and GDP too. Retail the week after that. Have in mind that this contract is winding down, or is going to start winding down. Okay. Really high volume. This is one of the highest volume I've seen in the period that is outside of the rollover week. Really high here. The June contract still has low volume. This will start to increase this week, maybe to 30,000 or 40, something like that. Around next week, I think, is going to be when this contract expires. Let me check. $320 expires in 320, March 20. So we have what? So we have 3 weeks? No, I think the 14. The 14 is going to be the last one, last day. This is weird. Right now, when this thing happened, something that I got to be very careful here is I will need to ask myself, right? Let's put this one here. If I have this contract here, right? There's a lot of options sellers that will squeeze here, right? That was the other thing I forgot to mention. Right? When these guys are squeezed here, when the squeeze ends, what remains Friday, right? After that is over, you have a lot of upside potential there. This contract is, you have this contract, for example, starting here in December, right? If you didn't have anything to the upside, anything to the downside, what do you want to do if you are using that to hedge? Who will want to face expiration with this contract is the question. I don't think that anybody wanting to do that. Anybody smaller, anyway. Bigger ones, investment, I don't know how they work, right? What they do, what the strategies are, how the plays are. Most of the time is just hedging what happens here, right? But what I was expecting is some back and forth, right? Some wild movements, for example, to the upside really fast, and to be retraced the next day or even the same session, until the next contract, until the end of the rollover period, once June is in place. Okay. I don't have much to say here other to be patient and wait for something here. We went in this market from the market getting too long, buying from mechanical reference, and notice now what is happening in the short side. We don't have a good high here. What happened here? What's happening here now? I didn't short here. I didn't short here. Now I am absolutely sure that this market is going lower, and I am going to short this market now. From the overlay, as I am closing this stream, from the overlay, something that I was watching is this pullback here. This pullback to last. Not necessarily has to be exact, because the VIX is a little bit higher. That happening in Nasdaq as well. Having this one here, right? Twice, right? Even 1, 2, 3 times here, coming to this to last here. When the market was way up here, that's when I check this area here. This last, I didn't do anything here. I didn't do anything on A. Oh, my bad. I did something. I believe I did something here to the upside. Here as well in C to the upside when this market could not. When the market came back above this 5-week range, potentially targeting zero, it actually developed further. But just one direction movement here, and I don't see anything serious here. Most rebalancing on the short covering, some shorts being readjust, and most of it being short-term trading. All right. Okay, guys. Unless you have any questions, as usual, I will be calling it a day, and wish you a good rest of the day. Hope I can see you tomorrow. I am not streaming that much now. I am more focusing on trade, on the market, watching the market. But obviously, as long as I have opportunities to do something, some stream, I will come back here and do something. It is easier for me to post some updates, for example, in the Discord, right? Than do it in here. Than do on a stream. As usual, you are invited. I don't offer anything here, but if you want to join, that is the link. All right, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Doop, doop, doo-doo. Oh, sorry, I didn't know the stream was still up. I thought I had it, but this is something I am also watching today for the short term, this level here for the ES 5040, 5940, and the 21300 maybe for tomorrow in Nasdaq. Alright guys, now I'm leaving. See you, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.